Hello everybody on the internet. Star Wars has had a pretty rich history of games. There have been great games and not so great games, but many of them are classic and unforgettable. My Star Wars gaming experience has been pretty different and pretty limited compared to most fans. There are a lot I haven't played, such as KOTOR, Jedi Knight, or the Old Republic. Even though most Star Wars games aren't canon, they have delivered some amazing scenes that can be compared to the movies. So in this video, I am going to list my favourite scenes from Star Wars games that I have played. And this is in no particular order. The Nightfall mission from the original Battlefront 2 was the first time Order 66 could be played in a game, and it was from the clone's perspective. This mission depicts Anakin and the 501st Legion's attack on the Jedi Temple. Fighting the Jedi was probably the most challenging part of the campaign. It was much easier when you could play as Anakin. But this mission was more than just mowing down Jedi. The cutscenes open up the minds of the clones and reveals how they felt and what they were thinking when given Order 66.
What I remember about the rise of the Empire is how quiet it was.
And Tamora Morrison actually narrates the cutscenes, which is good. And on to another Order 66 scene. Jedi Fallen Order dropped this huge surprise out of nowhere. Cal flashes back to when he was a Padawan moments before the Jedi Purge starts. The game does a great job of building up the emotional weight of the tragedy by having friendly interactions with the clones.
You're in a rush.
Master T'Pol's called me for training.
You got this, kid.
The Jedi was so close to the clones, and it was amazing to just see them. And after another training session, Order 66 is executed and things get intense. Experiencing Order 66 from a Padawan's perspective is something else. Having to escape from the clones, watching Jaro T'Pol awesomely take down clones, and the music from Revenge of the Sith increases the drama. And Jaro T'Pol's death scene is very well performed. And when it comes back to Dathomir, it's still not over. Cal has a dark vision of his master, blaming himself for his death. The trauma and fear of Order 66 gets the better of him, causing him to break his lightsaber. This is a very powerful scene, one of the best in the game. Even though The Force Unleashed isn't canon, Starkiller is a great character. The light side ending is very reminiscent of Return of the Jedi. Starkiller enters the Death Star to save the leaders of the rebellion, and must face his former master Darth Vader and the Emperor.
I've trained you well, but you still have much to learn.
You have nothing left to teach me.
The Darth Vader boss fight is really good, showing how far Starkiller has come. Then, after the cool QuickTime event, he defeats Vader and fights the Emperor. The Emperor boss fight isn't very good, but ends with another cool QuickTime event. Then, he makes the ultimate sacrifice to let the rebels escape. Starkiller's sacrifice sparks hope that non-canonically forms the rebellion. The Force Unleashed 2 had a worse story, but the gameplay was much better, and the light side ending was good. Starkiller's clone finds Darth Vader with Juno captive, using her to try and control him. Then Vader seemingly kills Juno, but she somehow survives, sending Starkiller in a fury. This final boss fight is epic and intense. The loud music and Kamino's stormy environment makes it awesome. The boss fight ends with probably my favourite QuickTime event of all because it's so epic. Vader gets the upper hand, but then Starkiller uses the storm to his advantage and epically unleashes the full power of the dark side on Vader. He is then captured by the rebellion, and Starkiller finally breaks Vader's hold over him.
As long as she lives, I will always control you.
The Battlefront 2 campaign was pretty mixed and not really necessary, but the best parts are when you play as the hero characters, not the protagonists. The last mission of the game is played as Kylo Ren interrogating Del Meeko that reveals how he found out Lord Santeca has the map to Skywalker.
The map to Skywalker. You know how I can find it.
Kylo fights through the memories of Del's past that includes Scarif, which was cool. Kylo breaks Del and leaves him with Hask, who kills him. Kylo Ren is my favourite Star Wars character. He has an epic presence and his gameplay was fun. One of the smaller scenes in Jedi Fallen Order is one of the best. When Cal returns to Dathomir to stop Taron Malicos, he encounters Merrin, the last Night Sister again, but this time not as enemies. Cal shows the true spirit and ways of a Jedi, and makes peace with and befriends Merrin. He tells her the truth about the Jedi, and General Grievous's massacre of the Night Sisters from the Clone Wars is mentioned.
All I do know is having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi.
Then what does?
We were peacekeepers. We were betrayed by those we protected.
I was only a child when they attacked. An armored warrior brandishing this descended upon us and cut down my people, my sisters, until I was left alone with the dead.
Merrin later helps Cal defeat Malicos and joins the crew of the Mantis. This slow and peaceful exchange was a good change of pace before an intense boss fight that shows the parallels between Cal and Merrin and really develops them both. Again, if it weren't for the hero missions, Battlefront 2's campaign would have been boring, and playing as Luke Skywalker was the highlight of the game. Luke comes to Pilio looking for an artifact in the Emperor's observatory at the same time the Empire has. Luke meets Del Meeko and helps him escape the hostile environment and saves his life to Del's confusion. This mission nails everything about Luke's character. The ways of a Jedi, keeping peace and respecting an enemy. And Matthew Mercer does a great job of voicing Luke.
It seems the Force has brought us together.
Right. The Force. Is that what got you past my men, or was it the lightsaber?
I'm sorry.
That's what I thought. So why am I still alive?
They didn't give me a choice. You did.
Gameplay wise, it was something different to play as a Jedi and fight bugs. And when inside the observatory, Luke retrieves the compass that appears in The Last Jedi. Del's experience meeting Luke is what sends him down a better path.
May the Force be with you.
This is the best scene in the campaign. Easily the best scene in Jedi Fallen Order is the biggest and most surprising. Cal defeats the second sister and retrieves the holocron. Then Sia talks to her former Padawan, and just as Trilla turns back to the light, she senses a presence and we hear breathing. Trilla gets restrained by the Force. The fear in her face is so well performed, and then Darth Vader epically emerges and Anakin's Dark Deeds plays, which makes it chilling. Vader then kills Trilla and Sia tries to attack, but he just pushes her off to the side, which made me laugh because Sia is so boring.
You would be wise to surrender.
Yeah. Probably.
What's even better is that there is no boss fight. Cal is just a Padawan and would stand no chance and has to run instead. And we see how freaking powerful Darth Vader is. And just as we think it's over, Vader suddenly appears again with a lightsaber clash, and even little BD1 gets some action. This scene also has a lot of really good Force struggles, and unfortunately, Sia is alive and uses the dark side against Vader, but Cal stops her. they escape through the water and are saved by Merit. This scene is amazingly directed, and Darth Vader's presence can make anything awesome. This is my favourite Star Wars game scene. Be sure to keep an eye out for the Star Wars movie scene version of this video that I will be doing. So, what are your favourite Star Wars game scenes? What are your favourite Star Wars games? What's your Star Wars gaming experience been like? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.